flames tear through a condo complex under construction, and we are just learning that project was about 25% complete. We saw the flames, the black plume of smoke from our San Jose airport camera about 5 miles from the scene. Some neighbors even fought to protect their homes. They could see the fire raging right from their backyards. Devin Fehely talked to those neighbors, but first, Len Ramirez with the intense firefight and some new information about a person detained in connection to the fire. Len?
That's right, Alan. Practically from the time that this fire started and that Santa Clara Fire Department crews started arriving on scene, Santa Clara police detectives also started arriving on scene to investigate the potential cause of this, if it is indeed later found to be an arson. And there has been a person of interest who has been detained by the Santa Clara Police Department and we're told is being questioned right now. There are some investigator types on the scene right now. You can see out here on the street the Santa Clara Fire Department, what looks like a construction foreman in the orange vest, and then some other officials that look like they could be just starting out on the investigation here. Now, this fire got started at about 11 a.m. and burned so hot that it practically fried some of the businesses across the street. As the building was swept up in 40-foot-high flames, construction crews could be seen running for their lives. This video was shot by auto tech David Nasseri, who was working across the street.
It is very scary.
One of the construction workers was left stranded on the roof and had to climb down the scaffolding.
He started coming down hella slowly. The fire was like catching up to him. I was already feeling the heat at the time. I don't know how hard it could have been up there for him, but he made it down, so he was safe.
The entire complex went up like a match.
When a fire like this is in the framing stage of a building, then that promotes rapid fire spread. You have all that lumber stacked vertically with plenty of air around it.
But the flames were kept in check. No other structures were lost.
It's like an inferno, so I never seen anything like this in my whole life. It was totally scary, and we don't know if it's going to, spread onto our restaurant.
Now, the investigation is just underway. You can see that there's some Santa Clara Police Department officials as well as an official from the ATF with a T-shirt there as this investigation begins. Now, they have been looking closely at this corner of the building here. This was going to be the Anatara condos. It was already selling. These buildings were coming along pretty rapidly before this fire hit. It's now going to be a complete loss. They're going to have to totally scrape the construction site and start all over again. Reporting live in Santa Clara, Len Ramirez, KPIX5.
I'm Devin Fehely, live in the neighborhood directly behind where this fire started this morning. Now, as you heard, this fire is now basically out, and the fire department, as you can see over here, has dramatically scaled back the number of firefighters and engines that they have in this area. They are still dousing the burning building with water at this point. Now, earlier this morning, neighbors concerned about their homes grabbed their garden hoses and protected their property.
Firefighters had the blaze contained, cornered, corralled, but only if they could hold the line. Thousands of gallons of water versus a wall of flames.
There's embers all over our property.
And behind the firefighters, nervous neighbors weren't going to watch and wait. They wanted to act.
My wife and my kid went with a few belongings. I stayed back and hosed everything down and just kept an eye on things just to make sure.
Firefighters formed the first line of defense. A half-dozen engines doused the flames with gallon upon gallon of water, their hoses arcing over the rooftops of the homes they were desperately trying to save.
I was afraid that our life or even our house that we could lose,
With a house full of visiting relatives from out of state, Almavelli Alvarez says she was thankful firefighters were able to give her enough time to get her family and a plan together.
My main concern was just making sure that that everybody was safe, and that I knew that everybody down our street were all safe.
Firefighters were able to bring the blaze under control, a relief for neighbors who feared for hours that a shift in the wind might send red-hot embers in their direction.
The heat was so hot that it cracked one of our windows. We're like right here, right next to it, so it was really, really hot. When we opened the door, the heat just went towards you fast.
It is a lot windier this evening than it was this morning, and thankfully the firefighters had those good weather conditions this morning. They were able to contain that fire, and there were no reports of any secondary fires that were sparked by a spray of embers. In Santa Clara, Devin, Fehely, KPIX 5.
Devin and Lynn, our thanks to you both. Now, getting closer to the flames, a viewer sent us this video from just across the street. The area was fully engulfed. And this is what the finished complex was supposed to look like. These are images from the website for the development called the Santa Villas. The plans were for 56 units with 1, 2, and 3 bedroom floor plans.